Hey, welcome, all my right thinkers. Thanks for tuning in and check out your boy, P-Funk. Thinking right out here in the lab. I got a little dilemma, but want to see what you think about it. I got this book, Mysteries of Isis, to teach you how to recognize self-realization, aka knowing thyself. And this is my fresh new book I just purchased, and I'm still working through it. But this is African Religion, Volume 3. It talks about the Memphite theology. I think that's where I want to start. And this is starting, I'm going to cherry pick from both books. How about that? Because I like the idea that I can work between the two books. So right now, I'm dealing with the Memphite theology. So let's go. Rightism, 25 rules to live by. Storytelling story with a message. There's a message in my stories for life. I give life lessons. You tune into receiving them. I appreciate you. We got a good thing going. Let's do what we do. Right thinking mission, and I'm on it, is to enlighten, inspire, educate, and motivate you, the individual, to a higher spiritual level of enlightenment. Right thinking's way of life through mental and spiritual discipline practice daily will help and guide you to obtain your goal of reaching spiritual enlightenment, aka know thyself. My mission that all right thinkers know thyself. If you're a right thinker, your goal is to know thyself. See where we're going with this? Let's get there together. So I asked the question, do you know you? You will when I'm through. That's my goal. If it's rhetorical, the answer is rhetorical. If you don't have it for yourself, tune in. I can help you with that. Excuse me. That's what I do. A person who knows not and knows not that they know not is foolish. Disregard them. A person who knows not and knows that they know not is simple. You can teach them. That's why I do what I do for you. Appreciate you too. Stay tuned. I got more for you. A person who knows not and think and believe that they know is dangerous. Avoid them. I do. A person who knows and knows not that they know is spiritually asleep. I can awaken them. I'm the spiritual alarm clock here to wake you up with knowledge of self. That's what I do for you. A person who knows and knows that they know is wise. Follow them. All these persons reside in you. Right thinkers, know thyself. And to my be true. We're going to deal with my dude, guy called Ptah. It's pretty pronounced. The P is silent. But this is the guy you see with the head, the skull cap on, all right, with the staff in front of him. He's the God that created himself. He's what you call the self-created God. You have the Trinity of God. The true one self is Amen, Ra, Ptah. Amen is the hidden, Ra, the visible, and Ptah is the physical. So he's the one that brings us to life, so to speak. So let's talk about him. Right thinkers, let's talk about understanding the true purpose of religion. I don't do religion, but because I understand the true purpose of it and the secret keys to really understanding the mystical language of religion. Yeah, it's a language. Religion is a language of esoteric teachings, mythological, allegorical, zodiacal concept, astrological, philosophical concepts that if you understand it, you can learn. That's my whole point. And I'm teaching a philosophy that can also be learned. This is from the Memphite philosophy. Let's talk about the mystical psychology and the secrets of creation from the Memphite theology concept. African religion, okay, that's Ptah. You see what's behind him? That's the original pyramid. The first pyramid, the step pyramid of Saqqara. Okay, but Ptah was the self-created God. And they got a whole bunch of information I'm going to break down for you, so let's go. Now, this is called the introduction. I'm not starting from the beginning of the book because it's a whole lot of stuff in here that we already went through, so this is just the tag on. So I'm going to cherry pick out of here in the other book for that purpose. So I don't have to go through the whole book again. So some of the stuff you may be familiar with, but it's just been modernized and revamped. So let's go. Now, according to the American Heritage Dictionary, it defines physics as the science of matter and energy and the interaction between the two. Let's talk physics. Now, according to the Random House Encyclopedia, they define physics as physics, the study and understanding of what? Natural phenomena in terms of energy and matter. The scientific knowledge thus acquired is put to use by theologists and the engineer. The forms of energy studied include heat, light, mechanical, electrical, sound, and nuclear, and the properties of matter itself and the interaction of these different energy forms with matter are also part of physics. It was thought that the properties of matter could be described completely by Newton's laws of motion and gravitation, although a large-scale systems are adequately explained, so classical physics must be now replaced by what they call quantum theory in the 1900s, and to describe the properties of what? Atoms, electrons, protons, and neutrons, etc. But relativity, and by relativity by 1905, 1915, it also described the gravitational and a very high velocity events. More modern technology to explain what our ancients already talked about. That's what I'm saying. So understand that. I don't know nothing about this. I know about the ancient stuff. In the last 100 years, watch this, the scientific community has developed entirely new concepts to understand the universe. Now, prior to the emergence of notable physicists such as Albert Einstein, the universe was thought to be what? A collection of physical objects with set properties and immutable existence. Meaning they really didn't know. Okay, that's what they're saying. All right, so he was guessing, and they found out they was wrong. With the introduction of quantum theory, here we go, and the particle accelerator, that CERN thing they got going on, and have experiments that have proven it, a major revolution has occurred in the scientific community. What is that? It no longer is the universe seen as a machine composed of intricate parts, but as a wondrous collection of objects which are all interrelated and inseparable, whose underlying essence is one and the same energy that exists everywhere. That's what they figured out. But guess what? We said that 10,000, 8,000 years ago. What's this? But this has been the revolutionary discovery by modern physicists. Okay. That the world as a human sense sees it, it is not at all what it really is under the rigorous examination of what they call modern scientific instruments. Nature has been revealed to be what? An integrated entity which is guided by intelligence, a consciousness which is beyond the grasp of science, even further than that. Okay, some things science can't prove. Okay, some spiritual phenomena that defies scientific proof. Now, does this sound familiar? Ancient mystical philosophers, aka sages, have stated that the world is an illusion. You ready for this? You ready? I gave this lesson a while ago, but watch this. From which humankind needs to wake up. Nihas means to wake up to the illusion of the world. Just want to let you know, okay? That's what I've been doing, trying to get you to wake up, all right? But from the ancient Egyptian pyramid text, which I'm familiar with, and even to the Indian Upanishads, Bhagavad Gita, there are statements made claiming that the universe is not what it appears to be to the human senses and the mind. I mean, there's more to it than the physical, what we're saying. That's what they're saying. Our ancient philosophers, sages, and mystics long discovered what? That the human mind and the senses are what? Too limited to see nature in its true form. That's why you had to become one with your higher self. Why? Because your lower self can't comprehend. That's why. And for this reason, they have what? Compared ordinary human existence to what? The dream state. Why? Because, however, when the human mind undergoes certain disciplines of purification of the thought process and the understanding of the teachings, which come from those who have been successful in transcending their limited minds and senses, meaning somebody who's already enlightened, somebody who's familiar, somebody who knows themselves, okay, through what? Their own rigorous practice and philosophy practice and manifestation, so that they know for themselves, I'm one of them. All right. And watch this. Then you have what? Then an entirely new view. Right there. You get a new view of existence will emerge in your mind, in your consciousness, when you raise it to next level. And this is why the ancient sages of 8,000 years ago in the ancient Egyptian pyramid text proclaim, you ready? That we must wake up, nihas, from the dreamlike state which most people consider to be normal. I'm just saying, I'm just reading it, I'm just bringing it to you. I know all these things, so I'm just bringing it to you. This is how I know. And now they take a lesson out of a lecture written to a king, a letter written to a king. And up here you see where it says, Nihas means to wake up. Okay? You got a hieroglyphic for that, and he's going through that. But here's a letter to the king, and it says, to the king, may you awake in peace. May you awake in peace. May Tajid awake in peace. That's the Jed pillar of Asar, okay? And may the eye of Haru, which is in depth, awake in peace. Again, inside you. May the eye of Haru, which is in the main mansions of the self. Not yet, I ain't got time for that. And may the crown awaken in peace. When your enlightenment, may everything that you do wake in peace. That's when everybody said, peace be unto you, brother. The Muslims, salam alaikum, everything wasn't done in peace. Okay, Hotep, we call that supreme peace. Moving on. That's from a pyramid text in the utterance. And this is the basis for yoga, ancient yogis who discovered long ago that what? That the essence of creation is a vast ocean of consciousness and different states of vibration. Modern physicists would call it a vast ocean of what? Energy in the different forms and states. Same thing, 1 second. Yeah, sorry about that. Now, let's get down to this theme and the whole point of what? The wake up. Me saying wake up, wake up, wake up. Because the concept was that this world is an illusion. And once you wake up and realize it, you'll see for yourself, this the matrix, this is, the simulation, whatever. It's, yeah, all of that. The ancients knew that a long time ago. Moving on, let's go. So now, the theme of waking up will be elaborated in the next few pages of this book, The Egyptian Yoga, Volume 2, and the mysticism of the Ptah Haru. That was our ancients' Bible, okay? And it was basic instruction before leaving Earth. We didn't have to call it the Bible. We knew what it meant. We gave y'all the Bibles, hope y'all get the better understanding. Still didn't get it. Moving on. But it's the Ptah Haru, in which what? We will explore the inner workings and the true meanings of what? The human mind. They had it figured out a long time ago. We still talking about the final frontier, the mind, the brain. No, it ain't. They had it figured out a long time ago. What's this? Now, for now, it is important for you to understand the true essence of what we call creation. We all have a story about creation. They philosophically, mythologically, theologically put it together, a concept, and everybody in section had their own philosophy. We using the Memphite theology, which is God, the Ptah is their God. Okay, we did the Sarian, Ra was their God. When we did the other one, Amun, was the God. So everybody, every area had their own God that they represented, but they all was about creation and explaining it. You must, at this level, right now, you following this now, you should be at this level to understand intellectually, to be able to grasp the idea that the universe, including all living beings, this includes me and you, is one unified existence. Everything comes from the one. And the ancient sage of ancient Egypt explained this intuitive view of creation in their, again, theology of the Memphis, whose main character, again, is the deity that we call Ptah. That's what we're dealing with right now. Excuse me. Now, Ptah, again, is the one of the names of the Supreme Being. Again, Memphite theology, we're dealing with them right now, was the teachings given to by the ancient Egyptian priests of Memphis. And the Egyptian Memphite theology was chosen for inclusion in the book of Egyptian Yoga. I used that first book I did was Egyptian Yoga and the philosophy of enlightenment, where I was familiar with Ptah. That's why he's my favorite, self-created. I understood the concept years ago. And because it most clearly resembles the theory of modern physics. They had an ancient concept that mirrors modern physics today. That's what they're telling you. Okay, understand. What's this? Now, however, there are several important ancient Egyptian myths which explain what they considered the creation of the universe. They had a myth about it, and all of them relate to each other. They all say something different, but they all come together related to each other in different aspects of the underlying essence of the universe. All of them speak of the primordial ocean. We call it the Nu, or the noon of existence, wherein there was no differentiation between objects. Nothing. Everything was just there. Potential, yeah, but nothing going on. And this means that there were no colors, no solid, gas, liquids, no multiplicity of life forms, and no movement. Again, still life. Nothing. Potential, just nothing. Everything that exists now and that will ever exist in the future exists in that primordial ocean. When the first being arose from that ocean as a thought, right there, ding, 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 in the heart of the cosmic mind of Ptah. That being assumed a name, and in the ocean immediately began assuming different forms according to the desires, the wishes of the cosmic mind, in much the same way that in a dream arises out of our mind and assumes different forms. The same idea of the primordial ocean later appears where? You ready? In the Christian Bible. How did it get there? Basic instruction for leaving Earth has always been around. And in the Hindu mythology and all other religions. When you tell me or try to explain to me about how Anarchy came down and spliced the genes with all the helmets, spare me that. I'll go with the self-created God and we can work from there. Other stuff, yeah, but I'm good. I'm good with this. Trust me. So it ain't about what somebody think or feel. I just tell you the concept. Got two men. One believe in God, one don't believe in God. And they both right. That's called free will. Choice. You can choose to or not to. Your choice. Okay? That don't change what it is. Again, you can name it, call it everything, but it is what it is. Moving on. And God knows that. It must be clearly understood by all y'all that the elements that discussed here, the cosmic mind, the primordial being, all of the objects that took form were all contained in the primordial ocean in the beginning. So therefore, creation is not something that a being from outside accomplishes. It is the change which occurs where within already existing matter, aka primeval ocean. God is that ocean, okay? And the ocean appears as the outer manifestation of the universe. So therefore, the universe is the outer manifestation of God or consciousness. We call the all, the absolute, the nurture, the self, the one. Everything comes from him. I got a lesson coming for you with that 1 second. Thus, now according to the Memphite theology, God is the source, the underlying essence of creation, as well as its manifestation. The supreme being has been called by several different ancient Egyptian names. Are you ready? There's a bunch of them. Ptah, Amun, Ra, Asar, Aset, Het-Haru, Neteru, and all other Egyptian gods and goddesses. Other religions have used other names also, signifying the same concept, the same idea, just by a different name. Why? God is the title, not the name. That's the different names. This concept of the absolute reality that's embodied by the Neter, one god of Egypt, Neter, or by the Yorubas, Amma, by the Dogon tribe, Brahmin from the Hindus, Tao from the Taoists, and the Dharmakaya of the Buddhisms. And you got God, the kingdom of heaven, yours truly, the Christians. Y'all in there too. Y'all got your view of God, which is fine. Again, I understand religion. That's what religion is for, to get you to know God, whatever means, by any means. And it's got Ketha from the The Kabbalists. Everybody got a God. You got the Great Spirit, the Quetzalcoatl, okay, of the Native Americans. And we can't forget Allah from the Muslims. So they cover every base, every religion. Everybody got a concept. Understanding, knowing that you get to pick and choose what suits your fancy. That's all. That's all. Well, who's right? Anybody that you choose or anything you choose is right for you. Who's wrong? The ones who don't. Simple. Moving on. Let me wrap this up for you. Of course, I got nuts. No. I'm going to start right here. Why? Because the next page is some good information. I want to say that for a whole nother lesson. That's what we headed to. Breaking down the Trinity of gods, okay? And understanding, in every one of them, these is gods. Amun, Ra, Ptah. Amun is the ram-headed god. Ra is the falcon-headed god. And Ptah is the human-headed god. You see that? Who's that? So those are the things you take care of and break it down for you so you get a better understanding. So again, that's the lesson for now. I got more. We rolling. So in closing, right thinkers, may you all live to be 100, me 100 minus a day. So I never know that my right thinkers, we got a new book that's on the way, have passed away. Now, I'll be right back.